Samoa Joe is said to be unhappy with the rumored contract Sting has received. Around $500,000 for a year. While wrestlers with previous national TV experience, especially WWE main events, have consistently been paid more than others, the discrepancy is greater than ever. Kevin Nash was earning around $5,000 per appearance, Waltman around $2,000 per appearance, whereas Joe is paid well under $1,000 per appearance. And my boy's asking for a raise.
Hell yeah.
I don't get the sense that he is like, why am I not on Sting money?
No, he's, why am I not on better money?
Yeah, he is simply saying, I see the money you have for Sting. I would like more, please.
Considering every single person who talks about this promotion who has never seen it, all these ex-WWE guys coming in all go, this Samoa Joe guy.
It doesn't hurt his bargaining power that he is well known and liked by WWE road agent Ricky Steamboat as well as Mick Foley. He also made other contacts in the promotion, and now key people in WWE management have taken note of his reputation. TNA has pushed him as undefeated, and WWE would gladly steal him for both the message it would send to fans and the blow it would be to TNA. Joe has signed to a contract, so there's no risk of him actually leaving early. But he's like, I want some money, guys. Pay me some more money. Look at all this money you got for Sting. Why don't you get a little money for Samoa Joe?
Come on.
The TNA Pay Scale has been influenced by Jeff Jarrett over the past few years. It was in his best interest to continue to back the philosophy that WWE and WCW TV experience has innate value worth paying a premium for, because that's him. When you actually do like a value-added thing for it, like Jeff Jarrett, you're like, well, but it's like, oh, look at my experience. And I go, all right.
What are you doing over there? Crunching numbers? You're fired. I always liked that guy, though.
He has often spoken out on behalf of former WWE and WCW wrestlers wanting higher than the usual TNA scale of $500 to $750 per TV appearance. So Joe wants to get paid, and all power to him. Speaking of Joe, he has sprained his ankle on an IWA Mid-South show that hampered his holidays. He told the TNAWrestling.com podcast.
My God, that should be us.
5. I got a little bit of a banged up ankle, so I spent most of the holidays with my leg in an ice bucket trying to rehab injuries. It was just a sprain, but a little bit more, the kind of stuff that will ruin your day.
Aww.
So that's one of the things to keep in mind when you watch the Final Resolution 2006 match that Joe recently sprained his ankle. So he's not at 100%.
And dislocating his jaw.
Yeah, it's not a fun time for Samoa Joe.
No wonder he faked that back injury.
TNA has given me a venue to wrestle and do my thing in the ring, and that's all I ever asked for, Joe said. TNA has definitely given me that opportunity. It is funny, it's like he's out in the media. It's like, TNA is so great. They're the best. I love TNA.
I would like to be paid more, please.
There's some more quotes from Joe here to people reading the notes if they'd like. Mostly talking about how working with Liger was cool.
I'm shocked to think that Joe would think that.
And on the back of Tanahashi coming in to face AJ at Final Resolution, he would like to wrestle Yuji Nagata or Shinsuke Nakamura.
I would also like to see that.
And the Observer then had a follow-up from on that. The situation with Samoa Joe is that as of last word we had gotten, no new deal had been reached between the two sides, but Joe and TNA management were going on the impression that they would be reaching a new deal, and nobody is panicking with the idea that Joe would be leaving. Joe has also denied interest in leaving.
When does he leave?
January 2015.
What was the circumstance around that? It was just, I now have an NXT shot.
I think a little bit of the same money isn't going around anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, a little bit of suddenly I'm employable elsewhere in a way that for a very long time I wasn't in WWE for dopey reasons.
And now he'll be the world champion of the second biggest promotion in the world.
He fucking better win that match. I'm gonna be so mad if MJF wins that match.
I put money on it, so I hope he does.
Vested interest. TNA announced its first house show set for March 17th in the Detroit, Michigan area. The show is being held at the 4,500-seat CompuWare Sports Arena in Plymouth. Keep that in mind. That's the venue that will ultimately be for Bound for Glory. Jarrett versus Rhino, Joe versus AJ, Sabin versus Monty, and Sabu versus Abyss have all been announced for the show. Tickets start at $10.
You got some Detroit faves in big positions there.
Yeah, I guess that's why Sabin versus Monty is two Detroit guys facing off.
Also Rhino.
And Sabu.
Yeah.
So yeah, TNA are getting out there trying to sell some tickets. They also do a bunch of shows with Hermie Sadler's company. We might watch some of them. I don't know. Maybe not. But they are just house shows that have TNA talent that are co-promoted with Hermie Sadler's UFW? UWF? Whatever Hermie Sadler called his company.
Cool.
Your famous love of Hermie Sadler.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
A resurgence of a story from, what I want to say, early 2004. The next bit of unhappiness among talent may be the company wanting to redo contracts that give the company control over independent dates the wrestlers work. Right now, the first step is trying to have the wrestlers having to clear their indie dates through the office, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
Just so you don't have conflicts with existing TNA dates. But now increasingly wanting to control and once again take a cut of indie dates is another thing that's on the table.
That's the most
again
bullshit
TNA.
shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's either you pay them to be full time and then you send them out, or you don't take their money and you allow them to work indie dates to subsidize their perhaps lower income from working for TNA. You can't have it both ways.
No.
Because it would be one thing if they were like, we are going to sign you to a bigger contract, but then we are going to basically sublet you out to indies and take a large cut of that. That would be like, fair enough.
Makes sense.
But no, being like, we would like to sign you to a lower contract and then also take a cut of the indie dates you did take to increase your income. Fuck off.
Yeah. Fuck off tremendously.
There is some political reasons why they want to at least control bookings a little more, in that like TNA has a deal with New Japan, but Team 3D are working with All Japan and Big Mouth Loud. AJ's working deals.
Shout out to Big Mouth Loud, by the way, my favorite promotion ever. R.I.P.
Dutch Mantel booked James Storm to work Puerto Rico for the WWC, which is like the loose company they're working with, but then Ron Killings and Conan booked themselves for the IWA and caused more political problems. So there is some reasons they're trying to lean on it, but that taking the cut of the revenue is fucking bullshit.
They could also probably get away with like that if they were just like, you get to keep your money.